So we are in Rolls-Royce Springfield Phantom 1 Newmarket all-weather sedan. It's a 1930 model, one of the final cars that was produced in the Springfield works. And the car was delivered to Mrs. E. Williams of Cincinnati, Ohio, who, among other interests, her family had ownership of the Cincinnati Reds. And Mrs. Williams traded in her Pierce Arrow for this Rolls. She got $6,000 for the trade-in of the Pierce Arrow and paid $20,000 for this car. Of the 1,100 or so Phantom 1s that were built in Springfield, 67 of them were bodied by, many of them were bodied by Bruce, but 67 of them were delivered in the Newmarket body, which is a 5-passenger all-weather sedan or all-weather-Sedan or convertible sedan. It all depends on who you're talking to and what manufacturer you're talking about. But the cars were pretty much all the same. They were all-season cars, lovely cars to drive in the summertime, but also quite easily to enclose and be used with probably a blanket or two in the cold of winter. New York City, Boston, or wherever the owner lived. We had to do some work about a year ago on the convertible top, and it required us to take some of the hinges off and other metal work on the top, and we discovered that the chassis number of the car, S126PR, was stamped predominantly behind all the metal work that we took off. So that was extraordinarily encouraging to us that that the car maintains most, if not all, of its original components. It certainly couldn't have all of its original components, but it certainly has many of the original components. And we know for a fact that this car was ordered as a Newmarket and delivered as a Newmarket. I purchased the car at the auction in Amelia Island in 2009. It was owned by a collector up in New York State, but the original restoration work on the car was performed by Mr. Lawrence Smith of Topeka, Kansas in the late 90s. And the car was shown at Classic Car Club event back about that time and was awarded a primary award in its division. When I acquired the car, we had to do a little bit of mechanical fixes and a few refinements here and there to make the car a little bit more original. We don't do any touring with our cars, but I certainly get a lot of enjoyment driving them. I drive all of my cars at least once every 2 weeks. So this car, it's taken out, it's driven, it's enjoyed. We show it at various car shows, and it always attracts a lot of attention from the folks there, especially the younger people who don't realize that Rolls-Royce had an operation in the United States and built these fine cars for almost a decade.